Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Infuriated, a weekly show dedicated to crude and vulgar humor about our favorite show and game. These shows are just for fun, but they are intended for an adult audience. Audio discretion is advised, and now our hillbilly host, Halfurious.
Thank you, Mennel, and thank you, our loyal audience. I have a small ask of you tonight. Please, if you enjoy our show, please share it with others. Also, if you access this show via YouTube, please sub, like, and comment. It really helps us out. Of course, this show couldn't be possible without a lot of behind-the-scenes work of our producers, Hopi, Ethel, Emerwin, Pookie, and Bela. And then there is Mental, blood of my blood, my sassy co-host. Thank you as well. Just a couple things I wanted to bring up. We have opened a new channel on our Discord server called Hal's Hate Mail. This channel is for me, Dr. Hal, to help you, our loyal listener. If something is pissing you off and you need to vent, we want to hear about it. It's even better if you tell us, me and Mental, why we suck. And if we get some response to this channel, Mental and I will break it down on future shows. Speaking of things that might piss you off, Mental, I wanted you to know I tried to fix my clogged toilet. And I found a wooden shoe in there.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That was good. Oh, sorry. Our guest. She's a mother of 7 dogs and 1 horse, which I'm super jealous of. Devil's finest, Queen Rhyneara.
Hey, Queen Rhyneara, thank you for coming on Infuriated. How are you tonight?
I'm pretty good, just tired after work. We got a ton of dogs since it's the spring break soon, so we got over 100 dogs at work, so that's a lot of interesting stuff going on during the day.
That sounds like a lot of puppy love.
Oh, it is.
So you are a very special guest. You are our first royalty, as we've never had a queen on the show before. And even more important, you're our first tier 1. So again, I want to thank you for coming on here and being brave.
No problem.
Thank you. First and foremost, I see that you are a mom. Tell us about your babies.
Which one? Because there's 8 of them.
Yeah, tell us about them.
So I have 2 rescue pit bulls, which are living with me at the moment, and then I have 5 mixed dogs that are staying with my parents in Europe. And so is my horse, who I miss terribly, but, sometimes life pushes you in a different direction than you thought it would, and here I am, I guess,
I understand. Okay. How long have you been playing Game of Thrones?
I think about last July, maybe August. Okay. So a couple months.
All right. And is there any significance behind your in-game handle besides the obvious reference?
I don't know, to be honest.
Just kind of a name that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, like, how she's not afraid to voice her opinions, and which I kind of wish I was like that more in real life. So that's definitely something to, look up to.
I understand. So I'm assuming that what you do for a living has something to do with animal rescue.
I wish, but I just work at a doggy daycare.
Oh.
Yeah. I do want to open maybe my own rescue one day.
Well, I mean, that seems like a fun job and a rewarding job. I mean, get to play with dogs. It sounds like fun. I don't know. It's probably like a lot of other jobs. There's probably a lot of days you're like, oh my God, why am I doing this? I'm sure that happens like with every profession, but it does seem like a pretty cool thing to be able to do.
Yeah, it definitely is cool. There's just some hard days for sure when all the dogs are just being idiots.
It's like having having a bunch of Halfuriouses running around at your ankles. I understand.
I guess I could say that.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Being the first Tier 1, I've got to ask you, is there a story to the name of your team Devil? Like, how did you guys come about choosing that name? Is there a particular reason why you chose Devil?
I never really thought about it, to be honest. I don't know.
Was it just like, it sounds cool, so we'll go with Devil?
I mean, yeah, that was definitely one of the reasons for it. I don't know. I guess because like devil is someone you like despise. I guess you could say a lot of times, and we were despised in our previous kingdom. So I guess that's kind of where the name came from too.
You know what Devil reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of like Dirt Devil. So when I think of your guys' name, I always think of like vacuums and shit.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not the meaning that we were aiming for.
Oh, you guys don't suck? Well, that's obvious.
Oh, we're trying not to.
Us too.
Same.
Okay, so can you give me a brief history of the origins of Devil? I mean, I see that you were in another team called Storm. And what kingdom did you originally come from before the merger?
I think it was 1464 or 54. Not sure, one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, I started there with a couple of members that are actually still with me. Then the previous leader, he kind of stepped down because he had a lot of stuff going on in his life, work and all that stuff. So I was like, hey, I can, take your place. So that's kind of how Devil came to be. Yeah.
So, and you guys became Devil after the kingdom merge?
No, we actually became Devil before, like I would say a couple weeks before it merged.
Okay. So was Storm like a part of that, or was that just your like first allegiance you were in, and then eventually you came into Devil?
It was my first one, and actually for a while, my previous leader, he stepped down and was my T2. But, then we kind of parted ways. He's, of course, always welcome, but he just didn't come on the game anymore. And, T2s are kind of important to the team. At least mine are. They organize a lot of stuff.
So you had to go.
So he had to go, yeah.
Classic mutiny. I like it. Okay. So let me ask you this. And my questions for you are a little bit different because you are our first Tier 1. So I do have a lot of questions about Devil. What is your vision for Devil? Like, what is your all's goals? What are you seeking to do as Devil?
Of course, to be the best we can be, but also one of the other goals for us is to like be accepting of like new players. So that's what I kind of want to create here too.
Right. Okay. No, I think you're absolutely right. There are some allegiances out there that have super strict rules.
Yeah, and also, we believe that, as long as we're having fun, it's all good, and we don't have to be like the best of the best out there.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you this. How is Devil run from a political perspective? And what I mean is like some of these allegiances are kind of like a monarchy. The person at the top, kind of what they say goes. And then others are more democratic. and some of them are a hybrid. So, for example, Exile, the allegiance that I am a part of, we have I would call it it's kind of like a democracy. The tier one, Ethel kind of acts as a tiebreaker. So we have an odd number or an even number of council members, and then we have a tier one who kind of serves as the tiebreaker, almost like the Senate. So how are you guys set up?
We're pretty much similar to what you guys are. I mean, I still have a final say in things, but I do consider the opinions of like my fellow players, and not only like T2s, but all of them really. You know, if a T4 does not agree with something, then we're gonna, keep talking about it till we find a solution to where everyone agrees.
Yeah. You don't ever just walk in and drop the hammer?
No, I'm definitely not like that, no.
I would be. That's why I'm not in charge of them. Okay. Who is your Game of Thrones mentor? Who's kind of, do you feel like has shown you the ropes and gave you the best advice and got you where you are today?
I actually don't have a mentor. I've just been kind of learning on my own.
Oh my, you've been winging it, huh?
Well, I'm trying to. To the best of my ability. It's hard sometimes for sure, because I know I probably could have been way better than I am right now if, someone explained me stuff and, I just took their long route, I guess.
Sure. Well, I mean, sometimes people learn through, let's be honest, failure is a good teacher, right? So anytime that we mess up, I feel like, me personally, I learn more from my failures than I ever do my successes. So it's not a bad way, it's just a different way. Okay. So tell me, give me some dirt. Does Devil have an arch nemesis?
Dirt Devil. You.
You mean like a whole alliance or like a single player?
Well, I'm speaking of Devil, so let's go with a whole allegiance. Like, is there somebody that Devil just wants to grind into the dirt?
Yeah, definitely. Liking me and their leader, just, I don't know. For some reason, we have some bad blood between us. I don't even know why.
Yeah,
But yeah, other than that, in our previous kingdom, we used to have, basically all the alliance that there were, we were kind of not in really good terms with after a while.
Right.
Not all the members, but most of them, we did not really get along too well.
So did they come from your last kingdom? Were they a part of your last kingdom before this one?
Liking, no.
Oh. Okay.
I know some players from, I think, Whiskey, and I think some of those were from our last kingdom, but I'm not really sure at this point, because it keeps changing.
Well, Mental, I think we ought to work on a Furious Incorporated, death match.
Be like celebrity death match.
Yeah, just put them in a cage and let Lion King and Devil just tear at each other. That'd be awesome.
Be a vacuum against Simba, fuck him up.
That is a wonderful idea, not gonna lie. That would be pretty funny to watch.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, we got that. Let me ask you this. What is your favorite Game of Thrones event? What's the event that, you really... I ask a lot of people this. I just think it's kind of interesting, the variety of answers that we give. But what's your favorite event?
It was definitely troop training, but since I've been participating more in that, I kind of slacked a little bit in the forging one, so now that's kind of my favorite one. That's what I'm trying to pass on to my team members too, because that is pretty important after all.
Oh yeah, going for them stats, baby. That's what you need. All right. So I'm going to put you in some situations here, Queen, and don't worry. Don't feel like the pregnant lady in the room, because I do it to everybody. So here's your first one, okay?
Yeah.
You have been given an elephant. Okay? You can't sell it, and you can't give it away. What would you do with the elephant?
Ride it to work, I guess, maybe.
Hell yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool. Just imagine what my coworkers would think if I just showed up on an elephant one day.
Dude, that's queen shit right there.
That is queen shit. That's why they
right. Gotta get some fancy saddle for us and all that good stuff.
Hell yeah.
All right. Next question would be, if you were a dessert, what dessert would you be?
Cheesecake. Definitely cheesecake.
Why cheesecake?
I don't know. I just love cheesecake.
So everybody loves cheesecakes. Everybody will just love Queen Rhyneara because you're a cheesecake. Okay.
You are what you eat.
It's true. I'm not going to say what I am. What is your favorite breakfast food and why?
Oh, that's a hard one. It would be either the soft-boiled eggs or waffles with maple syrup on it. I don't know. I just like the gooiness, I guess you could say.
Okay. Who was your favorite Game of Thrones character and why?
I think my name can pretty much explain it. But from the Game of Thrones, I think I could say Daenerys probably. She's been kind of like Queen Rhaenyra in a sense, to where they both had like their own like strong opinions, and they strived to achieve their goals in the best way possible.
Okay. You like that strong...
yeah, like strong female, like leader type of thing, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right, so last question before our break. Let me ask you this. What is your most bizarre life experience to date?
What do you mean by bizarre?
That's up to your interpretation. Look, I just provide...
I don't know.
Weird. Odd.
So I guess the other day I was at work, right, and this guy comes in. So I bring his dog up to him, and he's like, "Wait, haven't I seen you at Walmart 2 days ago?" I'm like, "Did you now?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've been waving at you like 3 times in a row, and you just looked at me like all confused, like, who the hell is this guy?" I think that was like the weirdest thing that ever happened to me, really.
Well, I guess if that's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you, you're probably doing pretty good. All right.
I'm trying.
All right, now we're going to have to take a break for this week's sponsor.
Are you getting home from a long, hard day of farming or fighting? Are you tired of putting in, but having nobody putting out? Then you're in luck, lords and ladies of Westeros. Now you can escape to Chitaya, the brothel that makes even Tyrion Lannister blush. Our talented courtesans will ignite your dragon fire and leave you craving more. From the Red Wedding package to the Night's Watch special, we have experiences that will make you say, Valar Morghulis, to your worries. So whether you're a Stark, Targaryen, or just a simp of the Iron Throne, Come indulge in a night of pleasure, fit for a king or queen. Winter may be coming, but at Chatoya, the heat is always on.
That has probably got to be the best fucking ad that we have had so far.
Yeah, they were singing.
All right. Yeah, that singing was pretty good. Okay, so mental.
Yeah.
It's time for mental breakdown. Tell me, what is pissing you off this week?
Okay, so bear with me. I work at a retail store. Okay, so you can imagine I have a lot of pet peeves from that. And I can't say that some of my pet peeves I've never done, right? But it really fucking annoys me when somebody comes up to the checkout line and is on their phone, or even for that matter when they're just like on their phone in the store, like on speaker phone. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I don't want to hear your whole goddamn conversation. I don't even give a shit about Linda, okay? Like, I don't give a fuck.
Fuck Linda.
Fuck Linda. Anyways,
Okay.
yeah.
That doesn't just annoy people checking people out. That annoys me in line. Like, I should not be able to hear about your baby mama.
Right.
Honestly. I 100% agree. What about you, Queen?
Yeah, or like your family drama with your sister or brother or whatever. Yeah, that stuff happens at my work as well.
Yeah. So if you're one of those people out there walking around with your phone on speaker, turn that damn thing off. We don't want to hear it.
No.
Right?
Thank you. All right. Queen Rhyneara, it's time for the lightning round. I don't know if you've ever listened to our show before or not, but I'm going to briefly explain you the rules. I'm going to give you some categories. Sometimes I will just tell you a list of things, and you pick the thing that sounds the best or whatever that you would pick out of those things. Kind of like a would you rather, this or that kind of thing. Sometimes
okay.
I'll category, okay, but you have 1 minute. So we've had one contestant not make it. They've got one wrong answer, but I think you can make it. So we've got a minute on the clock. Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess I am.
Okay. Here we go. First question. Picking, nose or butt?
Nose.
Death, drown or burn?
Drown.
Fly or breathe underwater?
Fly.
Swimming, pool, lake, ocean?
Ocean.
Infantry, cavalry, ranged?
Range.
Sleep, background noise, or silence?
Background noise.
Coffee, tea, or soda?
Tea.
Misquoted movies or mistaken lyrics?
Mistaken lyrics.
Zombies or vampires?
Vampires.
Babies dressed as animals or animals dressed as humans?
Animals dressed as humans.
Letter or email?
Email.
On top or underneath?
On top.
All right. Hey, Mental, what do you call a three-legged donkey?
I don't know. What?
A wonky.
A what?
A wonky.
A wonky. Have you heard that story? The wonky donkey?
I haven't.
Oh, God. It's a kid's story, and it's really fucking funny. It's like he listens to country music, and they call him the hanky-panky wonky donkey and shit like that. It's funny as fuck. For a kid's story.
We might have to have that on an episode. You're going to have to tell me that story later. Okay. All right, Queen. Do you have a favorite hero on the game?
I think Hodor. He's got pretty good. Yeah, because he's got pretty good stats for the ranged, which I'm most specialized in.
All right. Tell me one thing you would change on Game of Thrones if you could. Like, what one thing would you fix?
Like in the show or in the game?
In the game.
I mean, they definitely need to work on lagging because the game lags all day long.
It
And I
does.
mean, yeah, that's like the worst thing.
Is anybody in our audience that's in there now, does anybody have like a brand new iPhone or Galaxy? Because like I'm poor and I'm not even going to tell you what model I'm using. It's T-Rex had it in its mouth at one point in time, but I don't know if that's true with the newer phones. But I know mine lags very badly.
Yeah, I got a pretty new one, and it lags really bad too. So I don't think it's the phone's fault.
Yeah. Okay. Thoughts on the Kingdom merger? Give me your thoughts on the Kingdom merger. Like, do you think it was a good thing? Was it a bad thing? Are you happy with it? Is it better or worse than what you thought? Just kind of give me a little rundown there.
I didn't really know what to expect. I wasn't necessarily too happy about it at first, but then I kind of changed my mind. We met a lot of wonderful people and lots of new team members that are wonderful, by the way. And we had lots of people leave us because of the merger too, because they were like, "Oh, you're too weak and you won't survive this," but we went through it, and now we're, I guess you could say, stronger than ever. So yeah, I'm definitely more than happy with the merger.
I see. Okay. Well, I think a lot of folks have went through a similar thing that I've talked to as far as the game merger goes. A lot of people thought, leave this allegiance, yada yada yada. The grass is always greener on the other side. What we found is that when people leave us, typically we end up getting them back. So I think it's all about your culture inside your allegiance, and the better culture you have, you'll foster. Of course, there's the people that are the power players, and they're going to gravitate towards one another, and eventually you have one or two very strong allegiances that everybody else pretty much has to rally against. But good for you guys. I think that you've done pretty well. I see you guys on the leaderboards and stuff like that, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, we're definitely doing our best with the little we have.
Sure. So, Queen, tell me, what is in your refrigerator right now?
Lots of yogurts.
Lots of, is that
lots
what you
of yogurts?
Snack of
I love. Yeah, and they're of course cheesecake flavored.
Of course. Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot again here. In front of me, or in front of you, is a glass of water. Sell it to me.
Oh my, sell it to you, huh? I never really had to sell anything, so I don't know how to even approach that. Damn.
You got this.
You wanna buy my cup of water for $5? I'll let you pet one of my dogs.
Sold. Fucking sold.
And she wasn't happy about it because she just growled at me too.
Hell no! I'm going to counter that offer. I'll take a ride on your horse, and then I'll buy your glass of water.
Okay, I'll let you pet the horse and ride on it.
All right.
As long as you're going to take my water.
I think I got the better end of that deal, but okay. So, tell me something that you could write a book about, Queen Rhyneara.
I guess you could say how complicated my life is and how complicated the in-game life is, and all my love affairs too, with half of the kingdom, I guess.
Whoa. Love affairs with tell me about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dig in.
I did have a lot of admirers.
Ooh.
From different alliances. Yeah.
Spill the tea, girl. Spill the tea.
You
so right now,
you aren't going to call anybody out, are you?
I mean, one of them is actually in the audience right now, but
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Woo!
and fun fact, he was actually from one of the alliances that we had a lot of beef with in my previous kingdom. So that definitely adds the spice to it.
So, does anybody want to raise their hand and volunteer as the love interest? Oh, well, they're not afraid. Awesome. Okay, let me ask you this: if your house caught on fire right now, what 3 things would you save? Not people and animals, but material possessions.
My phone, my computer, and I guess my iPad, because I need all those for work and school.
Okay. The electronic. Me, I'm more thinking survival knife and a shovel and like maybe a lighter. But okay.
No, I can throw a mean punch with my hand.
Why you need a lighter? Your house is on fire anyways.
That's true. Save an ember. I don't know what I'm thinking. And I guess the zombie apocalypse is going on because I'm like gathering survivor shit. It's not like the damn fire department's not going to show up and take me to a hospital.
Right.
Holy shit. Okay. Last question, Queen. And we tend to go out on a little bit of a bang here. So this is probably going to be your juiciest question of the night. Okay? You ready?
Yep.
Okay. What do you wish that health class would have taught you about sex?
Wow. You got me with this one for sure. Huh. I don't really know. Damn.
Ethel said she could probably help you out here a little bit.
That sounds good. Because I honestly have no idea.
They should have taught the guys where the clit is.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I guess that would be valid, yeah. Because a lot of them don't seem like they have a clue what that even is.
I mean, us girls know where the guy's G-spot is. None of us, well, not none of us, but a lot of us are not necessarily brave enough to go get it.
No.
How won't let me?
Okay. Definitely. Another question on this show ever again. Okay. Queen Rhaenyra, thank you so much for being on Infuriated. We love having you. Thank you for being brave enough to be the first Tier 1 to join us. Please encourage your other members of your allegiance to hop on here. We'd love to meet you. And the whole purpose of the show is so people in the kingdoms can and get to know one another and maybe, be a little friendlier. Sometimes, you can hear like people being really shitty to one another. And then, of course, you always get the love letters. And, one of the things that we got to remember is that we are people. And I think it's a good thing for everybody to kind of be able to put a name, a face to the voice, to know a little bit about you and maybe just enjoy playing the game together, even if we are like, killing each other's.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's that you guys had a wonderful idea with this whole show.
Well, thank you. You can always go back and listen to our other shows. They are available on YouTube, and we also put a link on them in our Discord server. Additionally, next week we will have a Cross Kingdom show with No Dad's Bones, and that will be same time, same place, but Kingdom 1502. So even if you're not in Kingdom 1502, it would be really cool if our audience would show up and take a listen to that. Hopefully the Infuriated show goes across kingdoms, which is what our goal is. Thank everybody so much for showing up. Is there anybody want to hop on stage and say anything while you're here? You can raise your little hand and we can pull you up. No? Nobody? All right. Mental, you got anything else?
No, it's a good show.
All right. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for joining, and have a good night.
Bye.
Goodbye.